Hello and welcome to Let's Go Racing right here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Chris Griffin joined by the Hall of Famer, Dick Jerardi. Of course, we're right here in beautiful Bensalem, Pennsylvania in the Hall of Fame room right here at Parx. We've got a great show coming your way. Let's talk about what's going to be on today's episode of Let's Go Racing. We've got some great turf racing action. The warmer weather, you know, we got to get on the green. We got to see some good turf racing. We got some great stakes races for the PA Breds. The 2-year-olds, they make their debut, our first 2-year-old race. Maybe a future superstar, we'll find out. And of course, we continue our 20th anniversary celebration of Smarty Jones. A 5-part feature. Today, we're going to take a look at number 2 of 5. It's all coming up on today's Let's Go Racing. And hello once again, Chris Griffin, joined by the Hall of Famer Dick Jerardi. How was that? Not too bad.
That was good, man.
Yeah, not too bad. Getting the hang of it.
We're out of the starting gate.
Some warmer weather, and you know that's going to bring out some turf racing. We get an opportunity to get on the green.
Turf racing, and Monday, Chris, not only that, but $200,000 stakes for the PA Breds. And it was interesting. I wasn't sure how many they'd get for these races. They got a lot. People were interested. They like the 100, and they like to be running against PA Breds, and they like running on the grass.
Yeah, let's take a look at one of those stakes races and take a look at that 9th race on Monday. And it was the Power by Far Stakes, and so we're going to be sprinting, and we had a heavy favorite in there.
Yeah, for sure. Don't Look Back at All. West Point Thoroughbreds, among other owners, trained by Christophe Clement, and Irad Ortiz Jr. appears from New York for this one. And this is a filly that just doesn't run bad races, Chris. 9 starts on the grass, 3 wins, 4 seconds. Overwhelming 1-5 favorite of this race.
Let's see what happened in the Power by Far Stakes. Jessica Paquette on the call.
Organized Chaos. She has the lead, chasing in second. Don't Look Back at All. Disco Ebo settling into third. Then it's Boss Like Beth, Aoife's Magic up to fourth, followed by Always Mia, Princess Runaway, 8 Danzas, and Midnight Alaska's drop back to last. 22-2, the opening quarter, they head around the far turn. Organized Chaos, the long shot is thrown down the gauntlet. She says, come and catch me. Don't Look Back at All. With that big blaze, she is set for the task as they make their way around the far turn. Organized Chaos, Don't Look Back at All, trying to run her down in second, gaining with every stride. Don't Look Back at All. Organized Chaos putting up a fight. Don't Look Back at All. Sticks her nose in front at 16 left to go. Don't Look Back at All. The favorite delivers in the Power by Far Stakes.
Don't Look Back at All. You know, saw a target in front and just pushed on by. And I heard some of the connections saying, we thought we were going to win by 10, but when you're 1-5, sometimes you have that expectation.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Organized Chaos, the 20-1 shot, makes the lead and hung in there the whole way. Wins by 3/4 of a length, but you always kind of thought she was going to win. And yeah, I got a chance to talk to Terry Finley for a story I did for Let's Go Racing Parx.com. But on the day, we were able to talk to my man, Irad Ortiz Jr. Here's what Irad.
It's great. I mean, it's an off day for us regularly, but we had the opportunity to come and ride this filly. Mr. Clement gave me the opportunity, and we make the trip and work out good, work out perfect. The horse do everything right.
Yeah, normally you wouldn't come down here. What was it? I know it's 100,000, but what was it that intrigued you about this filly to come down here and ride?
I mean, just Mr. Clement. It's nice when you can ride those kind of horses for a trainer like him. I have so much respect for him, and I know he do a great job with the horses. So I trust him, and so my agent told me if I want to come over on Monday and a dark day. So I say definitely I'll be there. So we make the trip. We don't even think about it.
Irad Ortiz Jr., so polished, so professional, and where would you rank him right now, nationally, worldwide, as far as jockeys?
To me, it's a dead heat, he and Flavien Prat. I think they're the 2 best in the country, and I think it's a pretty big gap to whoever you want to put number 3.
Fantastic. Great to see Irad, and you see that short price as we tend to see sometimes, but we had the crowd pleaser as well, and we saw the sprint on the turf. Now we get the chance to go 2 turns. Yeah,
this is an interesting race, Chris. It's 3-year-olds with very little grass form, so it wasn't the easiest race to figure out who was going to get bet. Right at the end, the better settled on Travesso, who ran really well in the Jersey Derby at Monmouth to finish 5th, 9-5 for Cal Lynch, who used to be stabled here, running more stable. The Bentleys, people know them from Chester County. So slight favorite over Maximus Meridius, 2-1. The question about him was long and turf. Neither one of them had been good. He never run on the turf, and long hadn't been good, but they liked his back paper. They made him 2-1.
Let's see what happened in the crowd pleaser one more time. Track announcer right here, Parx, Jessica Paquette.
22-4 for the opening quarter. They make their way around the first turn. It's Party at Sam's. He has a clear-cut lead, chasing in second. Maximus Meridius to the inside, time-tested the gray. He's now in second. That's a big gap back to Capo, followed by Max Barley 5th. Karkaroth to his outside, Sharp Tones. Then it's Heavy Pour with that big blaze. And at the back, Travesso. And Party at Sam's, the long shot, he continues to lead the way, but he has company coming. Maximus Angelicus has gotten the cue. He's now up to challenge Party at Sam's right to his outside. Time tested. Capo's getting a little bit closer as well. Then it's Sharp Tones. He's now up to 5th, followed by Karkaroth. To the outside, Max Barley. Heavy pour. Travesso uncorked from the back. He's making up some ground. 47-2 for the half. They head around the far turn. Party at Sam's is resilient on the lead. To his outside, Maximus Angelicus. Then it's time tested. Travesso, he's up to 4th. He is gaining rapidly as they head around the far turn. On the inside, Party at Sam's running a big race, but Travesso, he hits the top of the stretch in command. Travesso blows right on by. Karkaroth making a big run on the inside. Capo with a late bid as well. Capo's flying late, trying to reel in Travesso. Travesso drifting out. Max Barley also with a chance. Travesso trying to hold off Capo.
When you saw that opening fraction and you saw Travesso, really not an anxious moment, really inhaling the top of the lane.
Yeah, Chris, when you see him, and you've called enough of them, when the horse passes the entire field on the turn, which they often do on turf, on the dirt that wouldn't work, but on the turf they just keep going. And I think this horse got a serious future. PA Breds or not. And I got a chance to catch up with his trainer after the race. Here's Cal Lynch. Cal, it looked like this horse always wanted the grass. How happy were you to get a couple grass races?
Delighted. The race in Monmouth, he got a little bit of a rough trip,
right.
But he came out of the race really well. And I told Mr. Bentley, this was our plan to come here, and we just wanted to get a turf race. He came off the turf at Penn on us. We just wanted to get him on the turf. He broke his maiden here. He kind of was ready at the end of the year, right? So I came up here and he broke his maiden on the dirt, which kind of surprised everybody. But he's a lovely horse. He's always been showing that he's this kind of horse.
And to come back, I know you were stabled here for a while. When you come back here, you've had some success everywhere, but when you come back here and win races where you used to be, how's that?
Parx is like home for us. My two boys grew up. We lived in Holland, and we just love it up here. You know what I mean? These guys have been very good. Dave O, my cousin Peter works there. Everybody's been very, 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 very good with us.
Very familiar silks, the Running More Racing silks, and Cal Lynch getting the job done. Travesso winning the crowd pleaser. Great PA Bred Stakes. We still got plenty of racing action to come. It's break time here. We've also got Smarty Jones, who got that feature. We're going to find out how he got that historic, iconic name. And also we're going to take a look at those 2-year-olds that we promised you right here at Parx. It's all coming back on the other side of Let's Go Racing.
Baby Dukes, they wanted the lead and now they have it as they make the run into the far turn.
The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss Cameron Marlowe on Friday, July 26th, plus platinum country artist Dylan Scott on Saturday, August 10th. Don't miss these two exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
The question a lot of people are asking themselves these days is, do I buy new or do I buy pre-owned? Here's what I'll tell you. New car inventories are still low and new car prices are still high. However, with the certified pre-owned Nissan at Chapman Nissan, we have a huge selection and you can save thousands over new. Plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, roadside assistance, 1-year prepaid maintenance, and so much more. And not for nothing. Can you really tell the difference? I can't.
And welcome back to Let's Go Racing right here on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Chris Griffin joined by Dick Jerardi. Our names are pretty cool, but there was a certain Pennsylvania bred with a much cooler name.
Yeah, it's a great story how Smarty Jones got his name, which Pat Chapman will explain in a minute in part 2 of the 5-part feature on Smarty Jones. This is the time of the Arkansas Derby, which is the race he had to finish 1st or 2nd, Chris, just to make it to Kentucky. Here's part 2 of the Smarty Jones.
Why did I name him Smarty Jones? He was born on February 28th, 2001. February 28th was my mother's birthday. And didn't want to name him Mildred, but I did want to name him after my mother. When she was a little girl, she spent a lot of time with her grandparents, Mama and Papa Jones, and Papa would say to my mother, "What's your name, little girl?" And she would say, "Mildred Evelyn McNair." And he would say, "No, Mildred Evelyn McNair, Smarty Jones." Then I thought, Smarty Jones, I like that, has a nice ring to it. And I asked my husband, "What do you think?" He said, "I really like that." But Smarty Jones, there Smarty Jones came. That was the beginning.
They drive for the wire. Smarty Smarty Jones leads it. Smarty Jones continues undefeated, wins the Southwest by 3/4. But it is Smarty Jones in full stride and pulling away. He's one step closer to $5 million.
Well, there was a little pressure on us going into the Arkansas Derby because of the way the graded money was set up to be eligible for the Derby. The Rebel and the Southwest weren't graded.
And they're off in the Arkansas Derby 2004.
We trained him into the Derby. We went to the draw, and of course he drew the outside post, which is very difficult at Oaklawn.
By coming by the grandstand the first time, Smarty Jones has a head in front of Purge.
And I was a little concerned just the fact that he had run such a big race in the Rebel. He had run a huge number, and I was a little worried about a bounce. This race was the race that put all the pressure on everybody. And I told Chappie, I said, you know, if he's 1-2, it gets him in the Derby. If he's not 1-2, we're probably not going to point for the Derby anyway.
Here they come into the stretch of the Arkansas Derby, and it is Smarty Jones who takes command and draws clear by 3 lengths. Purge is still second. Borrego now moves to the middle in third. Smarty Jones leads it by 3.5 and is pulling away. It is Smarty Jones, one step more to Kentucky.
How did that win feel? The excitement was incredible. I mean, here was a homebred. I mean, my husband and I, starting out in the racing business, we were thrilled when we were winning cheap claiming races. So you can imagine when our homebred came along and was winning, he won every race. They loved him at Oaklawn, and we loved being at Oaklawn. We had so much fun out there.
You know, after the Arkansas Derby, Oaklawn shuts down. He started, and I could tell he just wasn't the same horse. Wasn't training great, and I was like, man, what's going on?
We were going into that race with a horse that stood a chance of winning, but we also know how many ways a horse can lose a race.
Such a great feature there, Smarty Jones. He's actually sitting right behind us, actually, if you could see in the Hall of Fame room. But what a horse and what a name.
Yeah, he is indeed. It's hard to believe it's been 20 years now. The 23-year-old Smarty Jones, and our thanks to Melanie Wignall, who's put this whole thing together.
Yeah, still 3 more parts of that 5-part feature to go on Smarty Jones. We could probably do 50 parts of the feature. Just such a great story. Smarty Jones, one of the greatest horses, if not the greatest horse. And no Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame room here, but not the National Hall of Fame.
Chris is just wrong. Let's get him on the ballot. Then we're trying. Everybody knows that there's a real, everybody's trying to make a big push in 20th anniversary of Smarty Jones. Great run through the Triple Crown.
For Smarty Jones, it had to start somewhere. It had to start as a 2-year-old, and we had our first 2-year-old races of the season right here in beautiful Bensalem. It's always exciting. Familiar connections, but different horses, different names.
Yeah, it was interesting. The favorite here is Maximus Angelicus from the Butch Reed barn. I know you're surprised, LC Racing, Wellesley Stable. That's actually Butch Reed himself. And this is a son of Maximus Mischief, who's just one of the hottest a daughter of Maximus Mischief, one of the hottest sires around.
Yeah, we aren't going to see them run at this distance very often, but the 2-year-old's going to go 4.5, and let's pick it up. Jessica Paquette with the call.
And Mischief, Maxie, and Abner Adorno, a hard-fought lead to the inside. Hope for Greatness up to challenge, and she tries to stick her nose in front. On the outside, Bitcoin Baby in third. Maximus Angelicus continues in fourth. She's beginning to gain. Then it's back to Hollywood Beauty, and at the back, Exhale, 23-3, and the battle persists on the front end. Hope for Greatness with that big blaze. She's in on the rail. Maximus Angelicus looking for room, and she finds it. And Mischief Maxie up to take the lead back. Mischief Maxie down the center of the track. Maximus Angelicus and Bitcoin Baby. It is Mischief Maxie with the lead, making a big late run. Hollywood Beauty weaving her way in between horses. Mischief Maxie, a 16th left to go. Hollywood Beauty coming up the rail. Mischief Maxie game on the lead, but Hollywood Beauty gets the win.
2-year-old race like that, we saw the early speed, but a professional win from the 5.
Very much so. Hollywood Beauty, Chris, diving to the rail late for a 2-year-old. You just don't normally see that. Maximus Angelicus had dead aim, couldn't do it. The other Maximus Mischief Maxie for John Service, I thought ran a great race, just was beat, but fun start to the 2-year-old season.
Yeah, they get things underway, but we weren't done with the 2-year-olds. We got to get the boys. The boys got to get a chance as well, and you took a look at this race. It was the 7th on Monday.
Yeah, Baby Dukes 2-5, another Butch Reed. This is Cassius King and LC Racing. Just on paper, another Maximus Mischief. They're everywhere. And some horses run just to their odds, and Baby Dukes is going to do every bit of that. Here's Jessica with the call.
Baby Dukes. They wanted the lead, and now they have it as they make the run into the far turn. Baby Dukes highs and goes in second. Then it's back to We Miss Neil, followed by the Tire Man. Play the Gray. He's improving. He's in fourth and beginning to gain. And at the back is Regal Pains and Baby Dukes. He's been confidently handled the opening quarter, 23-4. They head around the far turn, less than a quarter mile left to go. Baby Dukes on the outside. We Miss Neil, Play the Gray, going a bit wide there. And at the top of the stretch, Baby Dukes and Michael Sanchez. They are running on gamely here. In second, losing some ground, We Miss Neil, Play the Gray in third. It's Baby Dukes with a 16th left to go. And Baby Dukes, the favorite, going to deliver an impressive debut for him.
And the favorite does get the job done. And, you know, when you look at 2-year-olds, you also look at the clock a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And these races were not that far apart, same distance. This race went a second and a half faster, and that was the boys versus the girls. And Chris, you remember Monday with that wind down the backstretch? It was playing havoc with the times, that headwind. So not sure what it all means, but I think Baby Dukes is the one out of the day. You might want to keep an eye on him in the future.
Very professional victory there. We'll see where Baby Dukes goes next. Where are we going next? Let's travel around the country a little bit. It's National Race of the Week time, and we head over to Churchill Downs.
Yeah, this is last Saturday's the Chicago Stakes, and the reason we're interested, a couple horses are very serious horses. A Society, we saw her win the Cotillion here a couple of years ago, and then Chris, when she's good, she's really good, but there's no better sprinting filly and mare in the country right now than Vava for the hot Cherie DeVaux barn, and that's what the matchup looks like on paper, Society and Vava. Check it out.
Society is clear and is off the rail past the half-mile pole. Royal Spa has come through on the inside of Vava. They're together second and third. Now Vava advances up into second and is on the move. Up into second, a clear second now. Society down to a one-length lead with 3 furlongs to go. Vava's in hot pursuit, just a half a length behind. And then it's Royal Spa toward the inside third and Positano Sunset fourth. They come for the top of the stretch. Society rolls off the turn with Vava right alongside second, and these two set down for the drive together. Vava comes up alongside of Society. Society and Vava, they're shoulder to shoulder, brushing right outside the 8th pole. Vava's in front now. Society's back into second. Vava trying to get in a bit. In the meantime, Positano Sunset's coming down the center, but here's the wire, and it's Vava.
I think we're just traveling with a Rat Ortiz Jr. at this point. Vava gets it done.
Yeah, look, he had a real dilemma, Chris. Society is very hard to beat when she gets loose in the lead, but so he kept Vava close. She ended up winning by a little more than a length. Society got tired late. We had a long shot. Positano Sunset come on for second. I think that's the best way to win it, but I think Vava, she's really dangerous in the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint at 7 when she can sit and make a run. But if she could do that, look out at Del Mar in November.
Yeah, she's in very good form. We're going to see how she continues to go and where she continues to go. And we've got to go one more time. We got one more break when we do come right back. I don't think a Rat Ortiz Jr. is right in the next horse, but we are going to talk about our guy, Howard Brown Jr. He's got his 400th winner. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Still plenty here to go here on Let's Go Racing. And also, guess where we're going? We're traveling from the Jersey Shore to Ohio.
Ohio, Thistledown. We love this.
Come right back here on Let's Go Racing.
Top of the stretch, and it's batting down a length and a half in front.
The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss Funny Man JB Smoove on Saturday, September 14th, plus Straight No Chaser on Friday, October 18th. Don't miss these 2 exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
And welcome back to Let's Go Racing. The Hall of Famer Dick Jerardi, Chris Griffin joining you here, and a very familiar face that we saw in the winner's circle. Howard Brown Jr. picked up his 400th career win.
Yeah, one of the good guys with a great story. I remember writing a story about Howard a number of years ago. He had serious medical issues, and it's awesome to see him still doing well. 400 wins is a big number. Hard to win one in this game.
Let's Go Racing's Danny Gibson caught up with our guy, Roger Howard. We'll call him Howard Brown Jr. on 400.
Hey, little mama, you going to run good today? Maybe you'll win.
You just had a big career milestone, win number 400. But tell us even how you got into horse racing.
Well, my dad took me to the racetrack all the time when I was very young, and he bet horses, and I liked the action. And the more action I got, the more I liked it. And I've always liked animals.
400 wins is no easy feat. It was a real team effort. Talk about the team effort to go into that big win with Peach Bee with Q.
Well, if I didn't have the team that I have, I would have never reached that to start with. but it's been a long start, and I'm definitely in the twilight of my career, and hopefully I'll get to 500 in the next couple years.
Well, it's been a lot of fun to watch. Take us through just like a day. What time do you get up in the morning?
I wake up at 2:45 every morning. I have bacon and eggs before I leave the house. It takes me an hour and a half to get here. And I work all day, go home. Sometimes it takes an hour and 45 minutes to get home. I'm in bed at 8 o'clock after I eat and take a shower. And I'm very dedicated to what I do. Love what I do.
And I know your wife's very involved, and she was involved with that horse, Peach Be With You. Talk about the partnership with your wife.
Well, she's got a real job, and I couldn't do this without her, number one. And number two, she ran the shed for John Forbes for 7 years while she was going to college. So she's pretty smart.
Well, you deserve a lot of credit too, and it's been a lot of fun watching you get these wins, and we can't wait to get you to get 400 more.
Hey, I'm with you all the way. As long as I stay healthy, I'll just keep doing it.
Always a good man, very honest, very straightforward. Got the win with Peach Be With You. Great to see him get 400.
Yeah, it really is. There's no nonsense with him at all, Chris, but when his horses are on the track and they look good, they run good.
All right, it's also time to find out who our Jockey of the Week was. We could have said Howard was our Trainer of the Week, but Jockey of the Week, it's always presented by our friends, NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. Let's find out who is Jockey of the Week.
Congratulations to Ajari Williams, our Jockey of the Week. He rode a Malfi Lady up the inside to a thrilling finish to the roar of the crowd and his whole family here to cheer him on. Congratulations, Ajari Williams, our Jockey of the Week, sponsored by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy.
And if we have a Jockey of the Week, of course, Dick, we got to have a Trainer of the Week. It's
do.
tunneltotowers.org. Let's find out who is the Trainer of the Week.
The PTHA proudly partners with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation to bring this week's Trainer of the Week, Kimberly Chrisman. All of her hard work paid off with a Malfi Lady who had a thrilling win up the inside. Congratulations, Kimberly Chrisman, this week's Trainer of the Week.
And congratulations to our Trainer of the Week, and thank you again to our friends at tunneltotowers.org. It's also Turning for Home family photo time, and that's Lawn Boy. I remember Lawn Boy.
Yeah,
good horse on the grass. Yeah,
you?
Lawn Boy, deep closer. Now living with Helen, and we appreciate Helen. She said he's extremely sweet. He'd sit on your lap if he could. Most important line, though, he has a home for life with me, and I hope for many years of exploring together.
Thank you, Helen. Much appreciated.
That's pretty awesome. Thanks to our friends over there at Turning for Home. It's Best of the Rest time, and we're going to head on over to the Jersey Shore before we head out to the Midwest.
Yeah, I was very excited about this race, Chris, because I absolutely love Kate DeMassey's All That Magic throughout the race at Pimlico. She's the 10. She's got a perfect trip and just didn't have any punch. I don't know what happened. It was very disappointing, and I'm sure for Kate as well. The Beauty of the Sea from my man Joe Orsino at 4-5 is going to come along and win this thing right at the end with that man who wins everything, Paco Lopez at Monmouth Park.
Yeah, he seems to do very well at the Jersey Shore. We told you we're headed to Ohio, and it's Ohio Derby time as well, and we head out to Thistledown, and we had some familiar faces as these 3-year-olds continued to try and find spots.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, Chris, Uncle Heavy, just the start, he just got behind the 8 ball immediately. I don't know how he's going to run, but he was kind of eliminated at the start. Battened down, loose in the lead for Bill Mott. This is a foal to Tacitus and a foal for a horse named Scylla, who's running this weekend at Churchill Downs. This is a moving up 3-year-old. They can't get near him. He's out of Close Hatches, who won the Cotillion here in 2013. The disappointment in the race was Catching Freedom, who was the overwhelming favorite. No pop, finished 4th. Derby and Preakness took something out of him. Battened down. Probably see him at Saratoga, maybe in the Jim Dandy next.
We're definitely at that part of the year where some of the 3-year-olds that were on the Triple Crown Trail and now those late developers, who's going to develop fastest and who's going to kind of need a little time off.
And when they start getting good for Bill Mott, look out.
PTHA Trophy race time, of course, and we've got a great presentation as we had a nice race here on Tuesday. It was our 4th.
Yeah, it looks like it's a 2-horse race in the end. Chris, Lost in Thought is the 2. Has been in front the whole way. It's a mile on a turf. Pleasant Dreams the 1's the 4-5 favorite for Bobby Ann Hawthorne. It's going to eventually just come on the rail, tip out late, go by. It's these 2 to the wire, 4-5 over 2-1. I hope you had the exact for all of the money.
Yeah, I'm just following your guys' picks if I'm ever going to catch a winner. But here is Danny Gibson catching up with the winning connections in the PTHA Trophy race.
Pleasant Dreams just won our PTHA Trophy race in a homebred for you. What was in the decision to put her on the turf and stretch her out?
Well, we tried to run her maiden special and the race didn't go. We needed to run her, so we took a chance. And we got claimed.
Well, you got claimed, but you're still the breeder. And the name, I love the name.
Yeah, it's a nice name. It's a nice filly. She's a little bit radical. Bobby did a great job on her. She settled her down. She did a good job today, and she won as easy as you please.
Fast and Furious, another nice winner there in the PTHA Trophy race. But it's Ion Racing time, and where are we headed around the country?
Yeah, big day at Churchill Downs. Stephen Foster, the Grade 1, first mission for Brad Cox, probably going to be the favorite. A couple of PA Derby graduates, Skippy Longstocking from a couple of years ago. He's on a roll right now. And Dreamlake, remember him? He ran second last year, came flying late. So Stephen Foster, big race day at Churchill.
Yeah, that wide open handicap division on the main track. We'll find out who's going to win the Stephen Foster. We got still plenty of great racing action and action right here on Let's Go Racing. Come back. We've got one more segment. Come on back to Let's Go Racing.
The Excite Center at Parx Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss the hilarious Steve Trevino on Saturday, November 23rd, plus funny lady Kathleen Madigan on Saturday, December 7th. Don't miss these two exciting headliners, only at the Excite Center inside Parx Casino. Parx Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
And welcome back to Let's Go Racing, and I can't hit those exactas without your picks, so who do you like? Your Parks picks time.
So 8th race Monday, Chris, $40,000 optional claimer. I like Mia Tosca. Had a great run with Kate DeMasi, just claimed last time for $25,000 by that man Jamie Ness. I'll go with Mia Tosca, Ness, and Silvera. Tough boot, tough to beat. And speaking of a guy who has great picks time after time, here's our man Craig Donnelly with his pick.
My top selection for Monday is in the 7th race, number 3, Secured Landing. Secured Landing ran a dynamite race last time, hooked the pace setter, battled him to the finish, couldn't get by, but that was against a repeat winner. He was well ahead of the rest of the field. He's back sprinting. He ran well in a one-turn mile in New York. Last time he sprinted here, he romped at a similar distance to what he gets Monday. Kendrick Carmouche in the ride. Look for Secured Landing to run a big race.
Craig, you better have the winner. I'm going to come find you, or you better have the winner as well. But always follow those picks right here on Let's Go Racing. And apprentice jockey Matilda Burnham, she had kind of a slow start when she got here. She relocated out here to Bensalem, but she picked up a big win for Ed Coletti Jr., so close so far, for Uptown Charlie Brown Stud, of course. And then she followed it up with a win at Monmouth.
Another one here.
Another one here. So it's really, once you get that first win, you get, and then it just starts to roll from there.
Yeah, I talked to her right when she got her. Very nice young lady. All the best to Matilda.
All right, we'll see how those apprentice jockeys do, and we'll see if Matilda keeps winning right here at Parx. We got plenty of racing action here next week, through the week, every week right here on Let's Go Racing, so make sure you guys come on back. For Dick Jerardi, Chris Griffin, thanks for joining us on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby.